Good morning everyone. I am Dr. Pratibha Saravanakumar and today I will be talking about implants in prosthodontics. The contents of my presentation are introduction, definition, history of dental implants, osseointegration, indications and advantages of implants, rationale of implant therapy, the types of prosthesis, classification of dental implants, the design, the materials of implants, components of implants, conclusion, and briefly I will be giving a video demonstration of how to place implants. So what is a dental implant? It is an artificial titanium fixture which is going to be placed surgically into the jaw bone, and this is going to substitute for a missing tooth and its roots. So if you see in this diagram, a basic tooth structure consists of a crown, a gum portion, a bone and a root. In implants, the root portion is going to be substituted by a screw-like material which is getting embedded into the bone and which is going to act as a root for the tooth. So, according to Glossary of Prosthodontic Terms, the definition of an implant is, it is a prosthetic device which is made up of an alloplastic material implanted into the oral tissues beneath the mucosal or the periosteal layer and or within the bone to provide retention and support for a fixed or a removable dental prosthesis. What is a natural tooth versus a dental implant? So this, as I mentioned, a natural tooth consists of a root portion, but an implant consists of a dental screw which is getting embedded into the bone structure and which is going to act as a root structure for the implant which is being placed on the top. Talking about the history of dental implants, the root form implant history dates back several years. Ancient Chinese, if you see, 4000 years ago, they carved bamboo sticks in the shape of pegs, and these pegs were embedded into the crown or into the root portion of the tooth. Egyptians, if you see, 2000 years ago used precious metals in a similar method. A skull which was found in Europe with a ferrous metal tooth inserted into the skull portion, and this looked in a similar fashion like a root. Surgical cobalt chromium molybdenum alloy was introduced into oral implantology in the year 1938 by a person known as Stroker. Bone fusing to titanium was first reported in 1940 by Both et al. It was in 1952 Professor Per-Ingvar Brånemark, a Swedish surgeon, accidentally discovered that when titanium comes into direct contact with the living bone tissue, there is a permanent biological adhesion. This permanent biological adhesion phenomenon was termed as osseointegration. So, what is osseointegration? It is a direct structural and functional connection which is existing between the bone and the surface of a load-carrying implant. So, there is another term which is being used which is known as fibro-osseous integration. Soft tissue fibers which are getting interposed between the implant surface and the bone, which is going to create a connection between the implant surface and the bone, is termed as fibro-osseous integration. Then what do you mean by biointegration? If the implant is covered with a bioactive material like a hydroxyapatite and a link is created, this is known as biointegration. This integration generally is with the bone, that is, it supports new bone growth formation. There is going to be a biological bonding of the tissue with the implant, that is, there is going to be a bond between the epithelial tissue and the bone. Indications for dental implants: usually edentulous areas. If there is going to be a severe morphologically compromised denture bearing tissues, that is, which is going to undermine the denture retention, then implants can be indicated. poor oral muscular coordination of the patients, which is going to create, or which is going to prevent the retention of a fixed or a removable prosthesis, there you can go for implants. Low tolerance to the mucosal tissues. If the patient is going to have any parafunctional habits and if there are going to be any hyperactive gag reflexes which is going to be elicited by the removable prosthesis, implants are indicated. What are the advantages of dental implants? The primary function, as I mentioned, is it is to act as an abutment for the prosthetic device. It helps in maintenance of the bone height as well as restoration and maintenance of the occlusal vertical dimension, and there is going to be maintenance of facial aesthetics, and definitely placement of implants is going to improve the phonetics in individuals. Again, there is going to be improved occlusion, and oral proprioception can be regained with the use of dental implants. There is going to be an improved prosthesis success when compared to a normal fixed partial denture or a removable prosthesis in implants. Improved masticatory performance is definitely achieved with any kind of fixed dental prosthesis, and especially with implants, this is going to be at an increased performance. The maintenance of muscles of mastication and also the facial expressions can be achieved with the use of dental implants.